Welcome back to CBR MTG. We've got another lot of footage for you this week. To start us off, we have Denis Mullins on meat hooks / slivers / methooks, as I tried to say it. And with me tonight, I've got Nick Fennell, Brandon Owen, myself, Sasha Sioparis, and Angus McKay.
Howdy.
And so, on the other side, we've got Lachlan Saunders on a Reddit request, Warb Delvers. This is mainly Jonathan Alexander's list. We just made a couple of changes to the sideboard for our really stupid meta, which changed slightly this week. So it was, it was an interesting meta this week.
There was no elves this week because I played dumb countertop deck.
Hooray!
Yay!
Yeah, and there was no D&T because I played Miracles.
Oh, everyone's changing decks.
Yeah, everybody changed decks.
I think that's like good though. It's
Well, they started really quick.
Yeah, so they started. So we'll just catch up. So yeah.
So it's kind of a classic Rogue Delver style list. It's just completely tempo based, 4 Stifle, Spell Pierce, 3 Spell Snare, 4 Lightning Bolt, and then the creatures are 4 Delver Secrets, 4 Nimble Mongoose, and a couple of Tarmogoyfs. Using obviously brainstorms and ponders to filter its draws and keep that mana cost low.
Oh.
And he has sort of an ideal start here with his Delver of Secrets on turn 1, and it's
turn 2 flip
and flip straight away.
Hooray!
Oh.
Into an insectile aberration.
It's a lovely,
it's a
lovely proxy.
Lovely proxy, yeah.
We'll get teased for that for sure.
And then Dennis apparently missing his Aether Vial trigger here, I think.
Which is very unfortunate. See very sort of classic creature-based deck startup where you've just got Aether Vial turn 1 and then hopefully Aether Vial turn 2. So with any luck, Lachlan won't know what he's on for a little while.
Yeah.
But it could be wizards for all we know.
Oh well, as we know, there's only one Grandmaster Wizard in this meta.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Dennis tried to keep this deck under wraps until tonight, but I think everybody ended up finding out kind of early in the night.
Yeah.
He just would not stop talking about it.
Well, I'd be excited too.
That's the best way to keep a secret as well, is to say, don't look at this thing. It's the secret, And then more than anything, I just wanted to know what he was on. So I just said, let me flip over one card. And he's like, no, if you flip it over, you'll find out what it is. And that was Sliver. So I figured it out pretty quickly after that.
Dennis finally
remembering
his triggers.
Yeah.
That was very kind of Lachlan to go back in time.
Slightly early, yeah.
So is that both on one?
Yeah.
We're looking at?
He missed his first
He
one.
missed his first file trigger.
Yeah. It's just fine. We're working out life totals now, I think.
Yeah, this seems like...
Seems pretty bad.
Seems like Dennis has had a bit of a slow start, because it's known to have a pretty explosive handle.
Yeah, you have to have a flip Delver facing you down. It's pretty awful when you just have nothing on board.
Tarmogoyf pretty good at blocking those slivers on the ground unless he gets winged sliver gives him off flying. Yeah,
this one right here.
Is that the one? Yeah, there you
go.
So the creature suite has decided to play is 1 winged sliver, 4 hibernation slivers, 4 gale rider slivers. Those give flying as well, I think. 4 crystalline slivers. I think they give shroud. 4 sinew slivers, +1/+1. 4 predatory slivers, also +1/+1, and muscle sliver, also +1/+1. 4 of those.
So what's Goyf sitting at right now? He's sitting at what?
2, I think.
Yeah,
2, 3.
Land, yeah. So the sort of generic. We haven't seen slivers in a very long time, I feel, but it seems to be just overpowering within the first sort of 3 to 4 turns, like turn 1 you might get a sliver down, turn 2 you might get a sliver down, but it's where you get 2 or 3 slivers down at once is where the game starts getting real messy.
Well, we've had double vial activation with just one sliver put in.
Just for the hell of it.
Yeah,
that's right.
You might have a stifle.
Yeah.
Make him sweat.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, these vials on 2 are going to be a lot more impactful, and I feel he'd be in a lot better position if he had remembered that initial trigger.
Yeah.
But if Lockie doesn't really power something out here, he could be in a bit of a bad spot, actually.
Yeah,
with a pretty packed hand from Dennis.
So
he currently only has a wing sliver and a gale rider sliver out, so his creatures definitely have flying. His slivers have flying.
Yeah.
Apologies.
And he can definitely do some Aether Vial tricks here. Yeah, probably putting
Stifle. Yeah, activate the next one.
It's probably fair having 2 out then, but he's pretty happy about that. That seems to be a predatory sliver, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
so,
that's correct. So wing sliver's a 1/1, right? So this is going to trade.
Yeah.
Or not.
Yeah.
Or no.
Or no.
Ooh.
Oh, he's got a force.
So
Force and
He's
his
pitching
pitching,
Crystalline
his
Sliver?
pitching Glare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We tried our hardest this week to fix up some of the glare issues.
It's definitely
It's a bit better now, yeah.
It's slightly better.
It's where it counts as important as, you know.
It's those lands.
Yeah. So it's very unfortunate that Denis's, I think this is the first match of the night, and him being up against Delver, it's a creature deck that's, creature deck that's like just faster, but also has so many answers for just little slivers, so he can, like, as we saw before, he can just throw down a lightning bolt easy peasy. He probably has a few of those, and then just like out tempo his opponent. And
yeah, I mean, he's playing 4 bolts, but I think Denis missing that
the first
vial trigger
yeah.
on the first upkeep really probably put him behind, just too far behind currently. But we'll see how it plays out.
It just meant Lachlan got to sit on his hand basically and do nothing with it, just play his creatures and
I think it's
tap
all
out.
over here.
There we go. So game 1 goes to Lachlan Saunders on Warp Delver. So sideboard. So sideboard for Lachlan is 1 Ancient Grudge, 3 Pyroblast, 2 Rough Tumble, 1 Spell Pierce, 2 Submerge, 2 Surgicals, 2 True-Name Nemesis, 1 Winter Orb, and 1 Faerie Macabre.
what do you think he'll bring in against this matchup?
What are your thoughts, Brando? What's Lachlan going to bring in?
Yeah.
Probably some amount of Rough and Tumble, if I'm remembering what that does correctly. The number of, I don't know. I think he saw Crystalline Sliver get pitched there, so maybe Pyroblast not at its best, but like on the stack, you're still fighting pretty well there, and it takes out those flying slivers.
I think he would definitely bring in Rough Tumble, because Rough deals 2 damage to each creature without flying, and Tumble deals 6 damage to each creature with flying.
Probably
Sounds fine, yeah.
Probably the Ancient Grudge take out the Aether Vials, and maybe even, I don't know, Submerge might be just a reasonable spell.
Yeah.
It's taking out a Winter Orb and a Spell Pierce.
It seems Spell Pierces are really bad. You're probably just totally fine with just taking out even 4 of those, but you might not want to go that deep just because you won't see very... thank you. So 1 less Winter Orb, 1 less Spell Pierce, and then 2 cards that I didn't see.
True-Name and a... might be an Ancient...
Oh, it's only swapping 2 over?
I can't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
Slivers isn't really expected in the meta, and it's not necessarily a massive sideboard for real big creature-based decks.
I think his deck is fine to deal with it as it
is.
is.
I think
he definitely wants to
sitting
take
pretty.
out the Winter Orb, though.
Not
Very good against an Aether Vial.
Yeah.
Oddly enough.
It's funny how Aether Vials get around that card.
Yeah.
Did we see at all what Denis brought in? His sideboard is 2 Dark Heart Slivers, 3 Surgical Extractions, 2 Graph Digger's Cage, 3 Harmonic Slivers, 2 Mindbreak Traps, and 3 Pithing Needles. So
I don't think I did
none of
see what he brought in, but
none of it's great. I can't remember what Harmonic Sliver does. Dark Heart Sliver is the one that's sack
and gain 3 life.
I didn't bring in Needles. Just trying to see what's in his hand. Oh, in that bunch of cards there. Look like he took out.
you can definitely tell that there's a...
He's not... Yeah, okay, I think he might have... He's definitely
Take
not
out the Crystalline Sliver?
I don't think he'd bring in the Harmonic Slivers.
What's
No.
Harmonic Sliver do?
When all slivers have, when this permanent enters the battlefield, destroy target artifact or enchantment.
Yeah,
Which
that doesn't really
just
do much.
has like no targets.
No.
Are we seeing 4 colours with Slivers, or is it...
There's like a splash, but it's probably does he have the? Oh, I guess
like
it can
Aether
use
does the thing.
well Aether Vial and Cavern of
I
Souls.
was gonna say
as
he's
well.
got 4 Cavern of Souls as well, so that does shut off a lot of
and the
counter magic.
Sliver Hive as well.
Yeah, Sliver
Yeah.
Hive.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting.
As long as you can go deep on the colours, it's fine.
Yeah.
I think Slivers could definitely come out on top here because they can just have. I remember when you played Slivers
Back in the
for
day.
like
5 colours, right?
It was
Because
not.
you have to play Sliver Hive a
That
little,
was
right?
that was not in Legacy.
no, that was in Highlander, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's
very
tasty.
fun.
And that was just always a beating, just because
It's pretty funny, I mean, you
because
really,
we didn't have because we had shit decks as well.
Yeah. That was actually the first deck I took to a Highlander tournament, and then lost on turn 2 in my first ever game of Highlander. It was great.
It's there's not much you can do, I suppose. Like with Slivers, you really need to have, as I said before, you really need to just have a few out before it starts becoming impactful.
Well,
I do love the 4 Mutavaults as well. It seems like just an absolute snap thing that you would do with Slivers is that make them all Slivers and then give them flying and +1 and death touch and whatever needs to happen. But
Yeah, I mean, it also gets access to 4 Force of Wills and some number of days. Dennis has opted to play 3 days, which is pretty powerful, and in a creature deck that's getting to like, you know, Aether Violet's creatures out.
exactly.
Yeah, you don't necessarily need all of your islands sitting around, so Daze is fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, post board, you'd expect some sort of artifact removal. So you could probably expect your Aether Vials to potentially not land or stay around for too long.
Well, as we saw game on, Lachlan Saunders very interested in trying to force that turn 1 Aether Vial, and unfortunately got dazed back. So couldn't find any further than that.
Even though the threat is obviously there of them removing the Aether Vial, I mean, I just saw one in Dennis's hand. He's obviously still opted to keep them in, but maybe just protect them a little bit more. I think it's just so powerful that you can not really worry about your lands and still drop 2 slivers a turn.
Yeah, straight up.
Could be so completely impactful that it'd be worth it to just push through the hate, you know?
Oh yeah, definitely.
He still keeps in 4, I think.
Yeah.
It gets to like dodge all the counter spells that Lockie has, and then only really worry about getting lightning bolted.
I mean, you can pretty safely assume that
Dismember.
a Rug Delver deck is not going to play a card like Containment Priests, where Aether Vial really isn't going to matter. But yeah, you still want to keep your vials in and just have them like try and land basically. Yeah, here we go, turn 1
Turn 1 Aether Vial. No answer.
Sticks. That's quite good.
Yeah, I bet she was pretty happy about that. He'll definitely not.
Oh, so nimble.
Oh man, that Nimble Mongoose.
What's Nimble Mongoose? For the people who don't know. Okay.
It's a 1-mana 1/1 with when you reach threshold, it gets +2/+2 in Shroud.
Okay, that's pretty good.
It has Shroud before it has. Yeah, so it's a 1/1 with Shroud, and then threshold it gets +2/+2.
Yeah, it's much better.
It is pretty good.
It's like what you want to. Yeah.
Is it as good as Curd Ape though?
I think it seems pretty reasonable, especially in sort of a Delver style deck where you're very excited to throw down a 1/1 turn 1. You know, because it's just because it's so tempoed out. Like before you know it, you will get that Nimble Mongoose to 2/2, and you might have even 2 or 3 of them out, and it seems pretty impactful. You know, you're really trying to jump in for those few points of.
So Dennis has a Muscle Sliver on board.
It's kind of unfortunate that Lockie wasn't able to have red mana available here as well with that lightning bolt in his hand. But yeah, potentially something like this happening if Dennis would follow up with another land and put it out of range of lightning bolt.
Same remembering his
this hasn't happened luckily. So.
Yeah, this is the sort of start you expect Slivers to have.
It's a lot better start than what he had last time.
I mean, a couple of Muscle Slivers soon enough.
Unfortunately, it's sort of out of gas though. Like one card in hand, I'm not sure what it is.
Ooh.
So we'll see if he remembers his.
Yeah, there we go.
Fantastic. He won't forget again, I don't think. So Muscle Slivers is just all sliver creatures get +1/+1. It's just a 1 in green for a 1/1. If you can't see that, so he's got 2 out. So currently his slivers will be 3/3s, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they also buff themselves.
Bush. Yeah. Bolted. Oh.
Stifle.
Yeah.
Oh, got him.
Stifle's a good card.
I wonder what I was thinking of bringing in. Maybe he had another Muscle Sliver in his hand that would have completely negated the lightning bolt, but alas,
I suspect.
he won't see.
Yeah, or I think Crystalline Sliver does give them Shroud, so something like that maybe. I can't actually tell. I think there is a Muscle Sliver in there.
I think I saw him another Muscle Sliver.
I think he's also got a Brainstorm. Yeah.
Swinging into that Mongoose.
It's really funny with these, these tempo decks. I'm not sure if you'd call Slivers a tempo deck, but it's really important to even get in the 1 or 2 points of damage like every single turn, because you know it'll matter towards the end where they're like grinding out a game and it's 1 on one side and 3 on the other. You know, you'll wish that you swung with that Muscle Sliver when it was only a 1/1.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't
2/2. Sorry, 2/2. Yeah.
Lockie doesn't want to lose his Mongoose either.
Yeah,
So
I don't know. He'd have to have like a.
I mean, he's pretty.
I don't think there's 2 cards that would get enough cards in
So
his graveyard.
I think Lockie's got a
threshold.
Force of Will, a Daze, and a Rough Tumble in hand, which is kind of rough.
So that's Dark Heart Sliver in his hand. Is it green black?
It's hard to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unclear.
Literally unclear.
Yeah.
Yeah, draw Ponder.
Ponder.
Getting himself closer to that threshold,
Yep.
which is pretty good for the Nimble Mongoose, but
For sure.
Even if, yeah, he's kind of in an awkward position because he doesn't want to block in case of any tricks on the other side,
Exactly.
even if it is thresholded. Oh,
Yeah.
maybe he still does because he's not attacking with it anyway.
Another
But,
ponder.
So we saw a
Getting one
Force
card
of
deeper.
Will, yeah.
for a land
Found
or
a bolt.
something.
Well,
I
it's
think,
pretty
yeah,
good.
he found it. I believe he
Force
found
of
a
Will,
bolt.
Brainstorm Bolt? Perhaps.
It's Force of Will something bolt.
Being able to
Oh, no,
it was a
Wasteland.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Being able to give the
Wasteland's
Mongoose,
not
threshold
incredibly
yeah.
impactful here, but I guess
Oh no.
yeah,
It's
and
just-
he's decided that it's
better to do the surprise threshold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
unfortunately
I think
Dennis is on the ball.
is on the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, I think that is a Dark Heart Sliver. That's sweet. But he's putting in Crystalline Sliver now. And there you go, both of them.
Dark Heart and Crystalline. Yeah.
It's interesting that he brought that in.
The Dark Heart Sliver.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if he knows that Lachlan brought in rough tumbles, for example,
Right.
you know, he can just
Yeah, sure.
just sack it and just gain a bunch of gain a bunch of life rather than not.
Yeah.
So it's going to do it
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
right? You may as well.
Pays the
it's a
extra
reasonable
one,
point,
but now
sure.
the goose has threshold.
The Goose
Is
is online.
thresholded.
So Dennis is, I think he drew a Cavern of Souls for Tanner. I'm not sure he's drawn off this Brainstorm, but the Cavern of Souls he's probably wanting to hold.
With that Wasteland up,
to
there's
be
no
going,
real
yeah.
point putting it down.
Yeah.
Though he does have 2 vials, so
Yeah.
it's fine.
Well, yeah, that's true. If an Ancient
If
Grudge
Lockie
comes
doesn't
down, then
waste
he gets,
it, then
he gets to
it's like
destroy
he's down
both of
the
them
line.
if he draws a.
I think
Ancient
Dennis
Grudge
is
there.
exactly where he needs to be right now, right? Like, he just wants to keep drawing slivers because he's got... they're both these Ether Vials on too?
Yeah, here we go. This is. Yeah, I believe so. This is a rough coming out.
Rough being...
Bit of rough.
2 damage to all creatures without flying.
yeah, it's fair. He's going to sack them all and gain 3 life?
This is exactly what we
Yeah, this is.
actually just mentioned. It's just deciding which ones. Or is that?
Do you not have to just do it
Is
to
that-
all of them?
Is that not Dark Heart?
Wait, what's? Pretty sure that's not.
I mean, he did just gain some life, right?
Wait, but
Yeah.
did he put? Yeah, okay. Did he put it in his hand?
He may have.
Let's have a look.
We're not well tuned with slivers, so we'll have a quick look as to what
We're having
slivers
an
are
intense
on board.
discussion there.
Yeah, they really are.
Okay. He's just lost some life. And now he's gained some life.
It's gained some life, so yeah.
Okay, so one of them
So
was
just
definitely
discussing
One of them
sequencing.
bounces. Is
Yeah.
that what? Am I just like misunderstanding what one of those slivers does?
Potentially.
So he's got a bouncing one.
Brings
So
them
is
both
that
back out.
Crystalline?
No, Crystalline is definitely your slivers have shroud.
Okay.
What a disaster!
We're the best of it.
Yeah.
Well, slivers, I mean, we haven't seen it in so
I've
long.
never seen slivers at all,
Yeah.
really. So,
I could tell you the name of all the slivers if I had them in front of me.
we do have them in front of us.
No, but I mean, like, if I was holding the deck in my hands.
It's true.
Oh, this is unfortunate.
This
So you
is
see-
rather unfortunate.
Finally, the goose is gone.
It's a hibernation sliver. All slivers have pay 2 life, return this permanent to its owner's
well, there you
hand.
go.
Okay, so
Okay.
he's saying whether
So,
or not
yeah.
he wants to
That makes
gain
sense.
life and sack it.
But yeah, I believe he also had a
Oop.
Dark Heart sliver out because he did sack some.
Yeah.
He returned the Dark
Heart.
Heart to his hand, I believe.
Right.
To
Makes
redeploy.
sense. Makes sense. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Etherval, not surprisingly, being completely impactful in that last game. He's just throwing down as many slivers as possible. Having both the pay 2 life return sliver to hand and gain 3
3,
life
yeah,
sacrifice a sliver. I feel like
I feel like
gaining life is just not as good, right? You just wanted to have them back and then Etherval them back out, like especially when your opponent is on. What was it, 4 life? It was.
I mean, yeah, maybe I'm not
We
really sure where
bounced
that
2
card fits
and
best.
sacked 1, didn't
We
we?
bounced
Just
to a sacked one.
Maybe
Yeah,
it's like
sure.
a maybe it's
We
like
can
a
do that.
hedge
So
against
just pay
burn
1
or
life,
something.
bounce 2 is pretty
Yeah.
good.
I suppose.
Especially when they're going to die anyway.
Yeah, but like
And then just redeploy them with the vials.
that's fair. It's just like a hedge against sweepers or like burn or something maybe even.
So no sideboard changes for either of them?
Yeah.
No, I think they're pretty happy with it. I think like
The sideboards are kind of
I don't know how
Pretty
much more you could
single-minded.
change. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I think they're both in a pretty decent position. It's just whoever gets the better opener, it looks like.
yeah.
potentially, or like who has the days that
Who has the
matters
days?
most.
That's the days.
Who's on the play, really?
Mm.
I think.
Stop that turn 1 Vial seems to be the way to go.
Yeah,
For
it's just
Lachlan.
so hard to get rid of once it's down, you know, like, I don't know if you would bring in, like, just hate just for Aetherval. I mean, you're probably, if you're very considering it, but if you're running, like, Dazes and Force of Wills and stuff, you're probably just preparing to get rid of it straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing
So once it's down, your counterspells do nothing. So
Force of Will, Daze, Counterspell, Stifles as well. Stifle works pretty well.
works 1 turn.
Yeah, I think I'd
Yeah.
I'd prefer like
Still good,
Ancient
though.
Grudge to some number of
Yeah.
Stifle.
Yeah,
Stifle,
I mean,
he's
yeah.
only got the 4 Flooded Strands to otherwise Stifle. I guess he could Stifle some activation of like a Cavernation Sliver or something. That'd be pretty neato.
I feel like 1 Ancient Grudge is probably not enough, right, for a sideboard. I mean, you can use it twice, but...
To bring in.
yeah,
It's
well, like, not even to bring in, just to have in your sideboard.
I'm just trying to think if there's just like something that's worse. Because he's got 2 in his board.
Turn 1 Ponder.
Oh, right, okay.
Or
Yeah.
does he not?
No,
I'm
he's only
looking
got-
at the-
yeah.
Okay, right, I'm looking at the wrong one there.
Indeed.
Getting the 2nd Ponder off the Ponder.
Those ponders are vital.
It's pretty good.
Seems like a pretty good hand.
Yeah,
I mean,
seems pretty
I,
decent.
Seems like the kind of start he
Does
wants.
he stop the turn 1 Vial this time?
He has
He's
a
gotta
force.
go
for it,
He's
right?
gotta-
Yeah.
He
I
has
think he
to.
just-
Oh,
Force and I.
Yeah.
he's got it.
Just puts Dennis so far ahead, it turns off so much of Lachlan's deck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just have to counter
Yeah,
it.
his lightning bolts and removal spells become so overtaxed.
I think Dennis was relying on both that land and that
Nice. Oh, I thought he had a Cavern of Souls in hand. Oh, Sliver
think now
Hive,
we're
there you go.
sort of hype. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. I think we're seeing, like, the true power of this Rug Delver list where he can just punch out Wasteland and Force of Will and, like, then put a Nimble Mongoose on. It's just the perfect mix of control
Mongoose
and
getting
also
in there for
tempo.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's definitely playing like the control deck in this matchup.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Like Dennis just trying to be as aggressive as possible.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the Cavern down.
That's Crystalline Sliver. That's pretty good. That's can't be removed easily, except by I guess Rough and Tumble.
Yeah, rough tumble, and I believe Lachlan has rough tumble in hand, but yeah, here we
Well,
go.
He just fires it off
Straight away.
Yeah.
This is online.
Yeah.
He's
And the
Oh,
other,
yeah.
the-
very
rough.
aggressively with his removal spells here.
I mean, you want to be
Pretty
because
decent.
you just don't want
yeah,
him to be
I'm-
able to trick like. I mean, he doesn't have a vial, so he can't do too many tricks.
I didn't.
Well,
what's
he's got a
in the
Vial
rest
in
of his
hand. There you go.
Do you rate Mongoose over Grimflayer? Because I know Lachlan is very...
Oh, it's an extra hand.
They're definitely just different cards, like for
They're
different
they're
decks.
different, yeah. I mean, this is Rug Delver and not Bug Delver, so
Okay,
Yeah, but
so the reason he just snapped
Play
it off
Mongoose
was
and play that.
to turn on that Dismember in his hand.
Ah, there you go.
oh, I see.
And this is a set of Sinus Sliver, yeah. It's another +1. But not doing very much now. I guess he's just sort of like gone super aggressive and then just left Dennis with like nothing in his hand basically. But I mean,
It's definitely a way to play.
unless he
but-
just like runner keeps like drawing in
That's what you want to
slivers.
do though. Just get him to get rid of whatever's in his hand so you
Yeah.
can't do many Vial tricks.
Yeah, but I mean, Dennis is just probably going to keep drawing slivers.
That's true.
Hopefully.
This
for
was
Dennis's
pretty
sake.
nice.
That's cute.
Oof.
Yeah.
Interesting that he's like opted to take out the Mutavault instead of one of the pump slivers.
Yeah.
Maybe he thinks the extra land is relevant.
I guess it's harder to remove.
Yeah.
Like if did he have 2 rough tumbles?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So if he draws the second one, it's like much better.
Yeah, it's fair.
He slipped his Delver.
Brainstorm's pretty good card right now.
Yeah. So see a Force of Will, another Tropical Island, and a
That's a
Counterspell.
It's a
right?
counterspell.
Yeah.
Counterspell and a Spell
Spell
Snare.
Snare.
Counterspell
Yeah.
very bad
Right.
in this situation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those Cavern of Souls are.
All those cards pretty bad.
Yeah.
Well,
So
still.
it's definitely a race at this point.
Yeah. Whose dudes are better?
Mm-hmm.
Will the
I think it gave us a
mongoose?
chance
Will the
to take a look at
mongoose?
his hand.
Can't be a mongoose.
Will the mongoose run its way?
Yeah.
Nimble its way through these slivers.
Slivers are basically snakes. So
Yeah, yeah.
The mongoose isn't the advantage there.
What is a mongoose?
It's just a little.
It's like a
rat
little
thing.
ferrety looking thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a
God.
thing.
Eats snakes.
You like
mean,
release.
yeah.
You release a fuckload of them. Oh, pardon my French. And when you have a snake problem, and then
Children
you
listen to
release
this, I guess.
lions. Yeah, sorry. And then you release lions to get the mongoose.
Oh, right, okay,
Yeah.
sure.
And then your mongoose problem is gone.
It's
I
true.
mean, so here in Australia we've got a massive snake problem, so I should just release some mongooses.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mongoose.
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 I think it's mongs.
Mongoose.
Yeah,
Mongoose.
Dennis forced a block here, respecting Lightning
Yeah.
Bolt.
He has to.
And like fortunately trading. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
The handshake. There you go.
Yeah, there's no snapback on that.
Yeah, so like
That was
Lockie
a-
definitely needed to just sort of keep drawing removal or like
Bolt.
like
Just bolt the
yeah.
face.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
Yeah, a couple of bolts would have been nice, but yeah, as I said, Dennis like just needed to draw sliver, and he'd be in a really good position.
Yeah.
Unless I guess he drew the wrong slivers, like drawing hibernation. Drawing like Dark Heart Sliver there, he would have been spewed.
Yeah.
So it was just the
Also, we brought in
TNN
both,
and the
okay.
Tumble.
Yeah, and Dennis just brought in two
yeah.
Dark Hearts. So
Maybe I don't know what he took out for him, but I'm just trying to see what they're just better than.
The Dark Hearts?
Second,
Yeah, okay, so he didn't like
Daze
Daze
and
the Gale Rider Sliver.
Yeah.
Or Wing
Seems
Sliver,
fine.
one or the other.
So Dennis takes it out
Yep.
with
Yeah.
2-1.
with
Methooks.
Slivers. With Methooks.
Methooks.
So to the Redditor that suggested we get some Rump Delver on, I apologize for for giving him this matchup. Unfortunately,
I think it was a good game.
Dennis just slid right into that footage area, and Lachlan just kind of had to follow suit.
Yeah. Slid right into those DMs. I think Dennis was very keen to show it off.
Yeah,
You know?
definitely.
You have a spicy brew. You got to show it on camera.
Oh, for sure.
We'll definitely have it played again. I think it seemed like a pretty fun deck. I played against it that night and got wrecked.
Yeah, it seems explosive.
Stifle is a
It's a hell
fucked up card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
know.
You just didn't draw Terminus.
Especially when you're playing.
Oh no, I drew Terminus
deck.
once.
You
Yeah,
did it once.
yeah, it was
Savage.
pretty sad. It's pretty good matchup, and Warp Delver or Rug Delver, I'm sure we'll see again. I think Lachlan enjoyed playing it. No idea what Dennis will play. He just kind of brings whatever to the table each fortnight.
Which is great.
It's
It's
great.
fine. That's what these nuts are about.
We love seeing it because you can never seriously predict the meta.
Yeah.
You can there's always going to be like a storm, a couple of storm around, but pretty much everything else is fair game.
Yeah.
I think that's great. It's because we're still building communities, so we want to test out as many decks as possible. That's why we have, like, you got to test it out before you buy it, right? So
Yeah.
you come
Yeah.
into these events and you're doing 3 matches.
Yeah,
and
in a
then-
competitive environment. It's
Yeah.
really
With
good.
people that play a lot of Magic.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we love it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thank you for watching.
see you guys.